Transparency in China has never been a good thing, and if you go to any of the Chinese newspapers, online newspapers, websites, etc., it will be all the positive thing of what's happening and very, very negative things. The negative things they will show is what's happening in Europe. They will be very neutral related to Ukraine, and it's sort of like anti-American kind of stuff, that China is great and America is really bad. If China was more transparent, it would actually be a better country and people would know, and people want to know. You can't live in a fantasy world or a world where they just lock you down in Shanghai for months on end. A very warm welcome to the channel. It's Sunday the 22nd of May 2022 and my name is James. This is the James Neil Cooper channel. Do take some time please to like, subscribe and share. First of all, the title today: Xi, Shanghai, Tokyo and the Three Gorges Dam. It's really difficult to get information out of Shanghai, out of China, and it's really difficult to find the information, and I do spend quite a few hours per day scrolling through the internet on the Western media, Chinese media, social media, etc. And sometimes I will say these are rumors, or sometimes I will say these are unconfirmed reports, and then we'll go and search deeper to see if we can. I do have friends in China, or people that I know, should I say, in mainland China, especially in Shanghai and Hong Kong, for example, but they don't really want to get into any trouble giving me information because everything can be traced back. There's sort of like a digital paper trail. So let's go into the Three Gorges Dam first of all, and let's have a look at the weather. And the hand, just for reference, is by the Three Gorges Dam, and it looks like over the next coming days and the next week, for example, that there are going to be some heavy showers and rain in southern China, so you expect to see some videos on YouTube and Twitter, for example, related to some of the floods which are going to happen, and we've seen 2 or 3 of them already for 2022, and this is only May 2022. So the big season for rain and storms, etc., is June, July. Next 2 months coming is going to be the serious time. What has the government done with this? Well, they will show the usual thing, the rescue workers. They will talk about sponge cities and they will talk about sponge cities, etc., like that. I am really waffling on. Now, the levels. This is a piece of good news. Now, this comes from the Ministry of Water Resources in China. It's not a secure website. You can take these figures at a pinch of salt, but they sort of do make sense. Kutan has gone down, which is Chongqing, which is 165.10. And the Three Gorges Reservoir has gone down to 157.46. So compared to last year, I think it was 152 this time last year. So it's 5 meters difference. But the good news is it has gone down. So if there is any heavy rain upstream of the Three Gorges on the Yangtze River, then they've got at the moment like about 18 meters leeway with that. The maximum level is 175. In 2020 it did go over, and there were some reports of it at 178. The top of the Three Gorges Dam is either 180 or 185. There's so many different reports of how tall the Three Gorges actual dam is. And that is really what I got about the Three Gorges Dam. Now, some other pieces of news that I have put in today. The first one is about Xi. But let's take a quick break and we'll be back after this. If there was an advert there, well, sorry about that. Welcome back. There were unconfirmed rumors that Mr. Xi Jinping, the dictator of the People's Republic of China, is not doing so well because the stress of the Shanghai lockdown. Now, he is 68 years old, which is 10 years younger than Mr. Joe Biden in the United States of America. And this is a report I found on an Australian news source. Now, you can see the full report in the description below. The link is in the description below, but here's a small snippet of it. Chinese President Xi Jinping is reportedly suffering from a problem with the brain as he faces a coup over China's devastating COVID lockdowns. The 68-year-old Chinese president reportedly wanted to go to be treated with traditional medicine rather than go major surgery after he was rushed to hospital. This was all according to the news agency and Xi, as he had this problem at the end of 2021. Rumours about the state of Xi's health have been swirling for years, with fresh speculation sparked by his unexplained absence during the Beijing Winter Olympics. Also in the news that possibly is not on mainstream media, the reason why there were food shortages in Shanghai over the near enough 60-day lockdown. At the moment, I believe there's about 20 million people are partly free. In other words, they can go outside to their commune, in their community. Maybe they can go shopping. Some people have, with the right papers, done a mass exit away from Shanghai because scared of the lockdown happening again, maybe going to see their family and friends in the countryside. But I did do a report earlier today related to why there were food shortages, and it was just a big logistics breakdown. Here's a small snippet of this, and again you can see the full version of this on where? In the link in the description below. This is what I made earlier today. Classified files from the FBI, CIA, CID in England or in China, whatever, will be revealed in the end. One whistleblower will come out eventually. It's Murphy's Law. You cannot hide. And the food shortage in Shanghai over April and the beginning part of this month, May, in 2022, why did it happen? Why were people starving? Why did they have to buy really expensive? Why didn't the government deliver to everywhere in Shanghai? I know it's a logistical nightmare, but there were reports in 30 days some families only got free help packages from the government when they couldn't leave. And there was no zero delivery service. And even delivery services at the beginning were completely cancelled. Then they were cancelled again in, let's say, the last 10 days towards the end of the major side of the lockdown in Shanghai. And the simple reason is logistics. The food was actually there. The food was actually there. This or these are the trucks delivering the food into Shanghai. But guess what? These trucks were on lockdown. So the whole policy, I can even sort of vaguely a little bit understand the reasoning of it. But can I say the word logistics again? That these trucks tried to get into Shanghai, but there was no in or out traffic, or very little. And each truck had to be quarantined. Each driver had to stay in their cab. They had to, and the COVID police, the stormtroopers, the big whites or whatever you like to call them, just fed them and gave them a bowl to go to the toilet. You can see the line here. Now, if it was more organized, then you wouldn't have had the problem. You wouldn't have had so many people uprising. I think people can live with the lockdown. It's depressing, but you cannot live without food. And here is the food waiting to come into Shanghai on just one convoy, all waiting for testing, and they would stay there. Now, away from the doom and gloom of China, Tokyo, I found he starts to watch television when he sees lonely cats meowing, and he would meow back. So last night, my girlfriend and I were in our bedroom, and Tokyo, of course, he was there, and I just put in some videos just to see his reaction about cats on YouTube. And this is the full version of the actual clip. It goes for about 2 minutes, but you can see, do go to the Tokyo channel in the link in the description below. This is like an advertising channel today, and you can see some other amazing adventures of Tokyo. This is just him meowing at a cat who was lonely on YouTube. Of course, Tokyo is not lonely. He has the constant care of Mummy and Daddy, Soapy and I.
What you want, Tốt?
Okay, turn off. That brings us to a close on Sunday the 22nd of May. Not much about the Three Gorges Dam, but there's a lot happening in China, and if I did everything, this broadcast would be about 3 hours long. These are the highlights I try to find, which are not necessarily on mainstream media like the Washington Post or the New York Times. These are usually from articles related to real people in China, for example, who managed to get the video onto Twitter or to get it onto Weibo and catch it before the party take it down. Enjoy the day, have a restful and peaceful Sunday, and hopefully I will see you on Monday with any luck related to more what's happening in China, the Three Gorges, etc. Thank you for your time. A blessed day to all. Bye bye for now.